Welcome to my channel. Today we will be doing a tour of the USS Pampanito, a World War II era diesel submarine, which is now a museum docked at Pier 45 in San Francisco. As I am no expert in naval operations and submarine warfare, I highly recommend the wonderful yacht-site diesel subs, which was created by the docents at the Pampanito. I will provide the link to their YouTube channel in the description. First, to get to the Pampanito, you have to get to Fisherman's Wharf. You can either take a taxi, Uber or Waymo, or the F-trolley from Market Street. Just tell the trolley driver you want to get to Fisherman's Wharf, and they'll let you know when to alight. Once at Fisherman's Wharf, walk towards the sea. You'll see this building. Walk to the right of the building and walk until you see the sub. As you walk towards the sub, you will see some very interesting displays. Here is a batter used in the sub. Here is a depth charge used by destroyers to sink or disable a submarine. Here is a torpedo. And here is a torpedo hatch. Okay, once we get the tickets, we are ready to board. Boarding the Pampanito is like boarding any seagoing vessel, but the view is spectacular. You can see Alcatraz in the distance. Commissioned in late 1943, the Pampanito completed 6 war patrols in the Pacific Theater. She is credited with sinking 6 Japanese ships and damaging 4 others, totaling over 27,000 tons of enemy shipping. Okay, we are now walking to the hatch to enter the sub, and there's Alcatraz again. We are now going to descend into the sub, while the proper way to walk down these steps is to turn around. I am not doing that, so that you get to see how it looks like getting into the sub. I have to be careful walking down, as it is quite steep. Okay, you can now see the torpedoes and soon the torpedo hatches. This is the aft torpedo room. We are now doing a full 360 of the aft torpedo room. Notice the sleeping bunks on top of the torpedoes. There is so little space in the submarine that every little space is used up. At the back is one of the toilets on the sub. We are going to go into the next room. We are now entering the maneuvering room. This is the electrical nerve center of the boats, where the electrical technicians actually execute speed and direction changes. These directions are what the captain and other officers in the control room decide to execute. We will come to the control room later. Okay, now I am walking through a hatch into the aft engine room. It is quite a squeeze. The Pampanito was powered by the Fairbanks Morse Model 3 8D diesel engines. It is a 2-stroke engine with 20 pistons and generated a total of 6,400 horsepower. This is another view of the aft engine room. As you can see, there are many dials and controls. This engine was reliable, easy to maintain, and updated variants are still used as backup generators in modern aircraft, carriers and submarines. We are now in the forward engine room. There are 2 engine rooms for survivability and weight distribution. The 2 rooms were separated by a watertight bulkhead, so that if one was flooded due to being hit, the other could still function. Now we come to the aft battery and crew berthing rooms. You can see the crew wash and shower. Next comes the crew sleeping quarters. There were 3 shifts, 8 hours each. Bunk beds were shared or hot bunking, and there was very little privacy. Okay, we are moving into the crew mess where the crew would have their meals. The kitchen or galley can also be seen. They had some of the best food in the Navy. We now enter the control room. This is located directly in the center of the boat. It is the busiest and most complex space on the sub. This is the radio room. This is another view of the control room. The ladder you see coming up leads to the conning room where the ship's captain will be during battle. Now we get into the forward batteries and officers' quarters. As you can see, officers have a little more privacy. There are usually 10 officers on the sub, the CO, XO, department heads and junior officers. This is the captain's cabin. It is the only private room on board. Now we come to the officers' mess or wardroom. It served as a dining room, a conference center, and even a makeshift surgical suite when it wasn't mealtime. The table was cleared to become a giant desk for tactical planning. Maps and charts would be placed on it when needed. We are now at the forward torpedo room. There are fore and aft torpedo rooms because of tactical flexibility, safety, and physics. In an attack, the sub can fire its forward torpedoes, escape and fire a parting shot with the aft torpedoes. It also allowed the sub to have 360 defense. Also, if all 24 torpedoes were stored in the front of the boat, the nose would be incredibly heavy, making it difficult to keep the submarine level. Each room had its own dedicated crew of torpedomen, meaning a disaster in one end of the boat wouldn't necessarily disable the entire ship's offensive capability. It's now time to get topside again. After just about 20 minutes, I can feel how cramped it must have been on this ship. Imagine having to sail for 75 days with more than 70 other men on board. Are the fresh air. Other than the 24 torpedoes, the sub also has a main deck gun. This is a 5-inch or 25 caliber gun that required 6 to 10 men to operate. This fired a 54-pound shell about 8 miles. Okay, it is now time to disembark the sub. Near the sub, on the pier, is an exhibition hall and gift shop. There is also a memorial to the men who served on the Pampanito. This ends the video. I hope it has been educational or entertaining. Thank you for staying till the end. If you have enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I will leave you with several of the exhibits at the exhibition hall and gift shop. I hope you will have the opportunity to visit one day.